Welcome back to some more The Legend of Heroes. But we're not playing Trails of Cold Steel, it's Trails in the Sky. We're going back to the beginning, back to the origins of the series. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So we've hit start, and we have 3 different difficulty levels here, Normal, Hard, and Nightmare. I like the fact that there's difficulty levels. Well, I don't know how hard normal is. I kind of am tempted to play on hard mode. Yeah, why not? Let's go again and let's give hard a try. A difficult setting for those who find normal a bit lacking. Well, it says an average difficulty for those wanting a little challenge. There's no easy, so normal is kind of like easy, hard's like normal, and nightmare's like hard. I do like what it says for Nightmare. It's your funeral. May Adios be with you. I know nothing about this game, so I don't know how difficult it is. I feel like for a first playthrough, normally I like to go on the easier side, and then on a replay, maybe play hard, but I don't know if we're going to have time to replay this game, so let's go ahead and just go for hard. Why not? If it's too hard, we'll just get good. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. And Cheryl's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit more before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope. I'm as fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though, I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? Well, I mean, not necessarily. I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now, why don't you come have a look? What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? What? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? Looks kind of dead if you ask me. I've treated his wound, so he should be in a stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things in that first scene that, what? But, okay, we'll just keep on going. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. And a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all. But how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? What? Illegitimate? Oh, okay, it's like she's a little kid trying to say illegitimate. Okay, I was trying to figure out what that fourth word was. Illegitimate? Illegitimate? Is he from down under? Is he a illegitimate child or something? I can't say that without a slight Australian accent. Oh, is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Where have you been picking up those kind of words? No doubt from Scheherazade. No doubt from Scheherazade, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business, and I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Okay, before we go any further, I want to address the fact that he brought his daughter a present of a little boy. That's a bit weird, don't you think? I brought you this present. Here's a little boy. I can understand her being upset by that. That's just weird. But okay. Wow, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way? Work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! You're sure shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Do you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it, wait a minute. Don't try and change the sub. Wow. Okay, here she is criticizing him for talking too much and talking loudly, and she's jumping on him. I'm sure that's going to help him heal from his injuries, yes. It's a very little kid thing to do, though, isn't it? Ow! Quit yelling! All right already. But you jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. Yeah, that's what I just said. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, that thing that people call you. I told you mine already, so don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? It seems like the logical thing to do, if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... What? My name is who? My name is Slim Shady. We're gonna get an intro. Intro FMV. I guess it's not FMV. Oh, yeah, alright. For 2004, this game looks pretty dang good. I don't know if it's been polished up or remastered at all in this version, but it looks really good. I enjoy the look of the graphics. They're very pleasing. Aesthetically very pleasing. Is that supposed to be Estelle, the girl we just were? But she looks grown up there. And that's the boy. I guess this is later. Many years later. They look like teenagers here, but they look like they were like 8 years old in the other one. Dad still looks the same. So I see even from the very first game, they had good intro videos. And this for 2004, this is very good. Very anime-esque. I like it a lot. Oh, nice. I hope it holds true to the Trails of Cold Steel series, where we have a good soundtrack. So far, I'm very much enjoying the music. That's the Zephyr symbol. I recognize that. So we're gonna have Jaegers in this game. They already mentioned bracers. So yeah, it very much feels like we're in that same universe, doesn't it? Now, chronologically, I'm not exactly sure when this takes place. I'm guessing before the events of Trails of Cold Steel? That would be my guess, at least. I'd have to look more into the chronology and history of the game to know exactly what time period we're in the Legend of Heroes universe. Looks like we're going to have a wide variety of cast of characters, just like the other games I'm used to. I like it. Man, that was a nice little opening cutscene for us for the game. Very cool. I really like these graphics. These are very good. They are very crisp and clean. I'd say if I was going to go off console, since this is a PC game, this is kind of PlayStation 2 era graphics, I'd say. This is better. They're definitely better than PS1 graphics, right? Pretty good so far. So let's see. It looks like we're a little older now, so yeah, there's been some time since they brought the boy to the house, and we still didn't get his name. We never got his name. It's so bright in here. I slept like a rock. Try to age up her voice a little bit. She does look a little older, so. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if it means Joshua's still in bed. Is that his name, Joshua? I'm guessing. Guess that's a no. Well, I guess I'd better get myself ready then, too. It's playing the harmonica. How cool. Okay, I really like the graphics. Like I said, for 2004, this is very impressive. Like, I don't know how much it's been remastered or upscaled or anything like that, but if this is the way the game originally looked, kudos on the graphical quality. Nice, Joshua. Bravo! Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start playing. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have pigs under their eyes. Not that I mind. What, with that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber? What do you mean, woman? We're the same age, and I'm hardly a man. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk, tisk. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. How you could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune though, cheerful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. Reading and music. Like reading music, no, reading and music. No girl is going to be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? Sounds okay to me. That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I believe that when I stopped finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle, Joshua. Morning, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Why don't you both of you hurry on down before it gets cold? Okay. I'm on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Are you eating or inhaling? Okay. Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work, too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers, just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning. Or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later today. Remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me that you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training. Do you remember Shara? I'm guessing that's how Shara is how that's pronounced. Do you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap, I totally forgot! Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. What? Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? I think her personality's pretty cool. Man, they keep ragging on her, but I like her. I think she's pretty awesome. I think that's going to be part of the story, though, where, like, she's kind of an outcasty, different tomboy kind of girl, but she's very endearing, and you're supposed to be, like, on her side. But so far, that's exactly how it's turning out. I'm like, come on, guys. Jeez. I like Estelle. Already. I mean, it's very early on in the game, but she's pretty cool. Ha! You're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear, the two of you act so much alike. Whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, though. Shara's going to be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about ruin-style scallop fish and a balsamic vinegar sauce? Oh, what's that? I think it's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle, or our stomachs. You're right, I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something eatable. How rude! But I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Labrel News from the General Goods Store. Alright, so I remember the Labrel News, right? Is it Labrel? I'm pretty sure. Liberal? Liberal? I can't remember how that was pronounced in Trails of Cold Steel now. But yeah, that same news was in the Trails of Cold Steel games, so cool. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it! One copy of the Labrel News from the General Goods Store. 500 Mira. Alright, we got some money. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Scheherazade. Okay, I'm guessing who this person they're talking about, her full name's Scheherazade, but they just call her Shara, which makes sense. Work hard and give Scheherazade my regards. Alright, so now we're free movement. We can move around freely. Let's see what we got, what we can get into. Man, the screen transitions are fast. That's very nice, like 0 loading times. Like just a fade out, fade in. So is there like anything we can, like how do we check places? Is there any items we can pick up? Is there an indicator when we come across something? I don't even know like what the controls are. Let's see. Looks like X is confirmed. I'm using a PlayStation controller, by the way. I always use a PlayStation controller because Xbox controllers are trash. Just my personal preference. So we can go over here to equipment. Obviously, we have nothing but our base stuff we started with. We got ornament. All right, we got quartz and orbs, just like the Trails of Cold Steel game. That's pretty cool. From the very first game, that's kind of been the thing, huh? All right, we got a kingdom map. All right. Tactics. Oh, so we can change. Yeah. Well, this is surprisingly a lot like Trails of Cold Steel so far as like setup of the menu and stuff. So circle opens up the menu. That's interesting. Options. I guess I could probably configure the controls if I really wanted to. Can we save anywhere? Oh, we can save anywhere. I love games where you can save at any time and there aren't save points. That is huge. Let's check everything out. Okay, look at that. So the same exclamation point whenever you can interact with something. And we don't need to rest. I'm sure we're fully rested. I love how smooth walking around feels. Like the controls are very nice. We can rest in any bed. I was hoping maybe this treasure chest was a treasure chest, but looks like it's just decoration. The graphics have a very much feel like Xenogears to me, but like more smooth and polished and a better resolution and better frame rate. But yet has kind of that same kind of feel, that era of PS1 RPG, but with better graphics. I really like it. This to me was the golden age of JRPGs was the PS1. So yeah, this is definitely right up my alley. Okay, I don't think there's anything we can really pick up here. Alright, so look around outside. An axe for chopping wood. Okay, can we... Oh, we can swing the camera around. Yeah, this really does feel like Xenogears to me. Just a very much upscaled Xenogears as far as graphically. A lot of the JRPGs in this era, or even before this would have been like post PS1 era. So this is kind of like, yeah, I mean like this is awesome so far. Okay, I'm digging it. I'm liking our characters we've been introduced to so far. I really like the look of the game. It looks nice. Has that old school feel and vibe. controls are very smooth and responsive too. And the loading times are almost non-existent. Really like it. So it's telling me where I can, little signposts. I'm not exactly sure where we're even supposed to go, but we're just gonna walk around and explore. This is beautiful. I love a good JRPG when you're just open, free to explore. I'm guessing this is where we were supposed to go. It was the closest place according to the signpost, so I figured this was it. If not, oh well. Okay, yep. Looks like we made it. Good time. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place. I don't know why you expected to get away with any less effort. Oh, yeah, I guess I did. All right, then. Well, let's get to it and make it through the last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracer Guild over there, then. So nice, we have stores, nice signs to let you know what they are. Obviously, this is weapons here. Ooh, you walk up to it, it even tells you what it is. General goods store. Well, it looks like they've carried through certain things throughout the series a lot more than I thought they would. I thought this was going to be completely different, but the same emotes above their head, like the exclamation point when there's something to interact with. She had the little fuzzy head thing when they came in to show that she was kerfuffled. I'm on my way over to the Forest of Mistwall, to the south of here for work. There was a merchant from Bowes who came here to buy lumber. I need to get enough ready for the order I received. Okay, so walk around, talk to people. Here's the Bracer Guild, this is where we're supposed to go, obviously, so let's go ahead and go in. Is that Aina? Aina? I believe that's how you pronounce that. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Aina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. Is there anything to interact with here? Let's go upstairs, talk to Shara, see what's up. Okay, I already can tell from her sprite. Yeah, we saw her in the cutscene, the opening cutscene. She's really cool looking. I really like the aesthetic of her, the outfit, the look of her. Look, she looks really cool. I bet she's gonna be very likable, isn't she? I hope so. The Star and the Hangman, the Hermit and the Magician, and last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Is she doing a tarot reading? Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since my last day of training, I figured why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road, become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Sarah's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, Actor Ashley is overly naive and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an ornament with some practice. Eventually, probably... I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a second, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, That's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face is really intent. Oh, this. I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start the final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. What would you like to know about? Well, let's talk about orbments. Let's see how they work in this game. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or processed septium installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technology reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. And we heard a little bit about that in the Trails of Cold Steel games in class. They talked about that. And I'm trying to remember how long they said in that game it had been since they've been invented, because she just said 50 years. So if I can look up and see how long they said in Trails of Cold Steel it had been since Orbital technology was invented, we'll know exactly in the timeline where we are here. It seems like we're a little closer in timeline than I thought, though. 50 years since Orbital invention here, it seems like to me in Trails of Cold Steel, it was about the same. Maybe more, though. Maybe more like 100 years. I can't remember. I'd have to really go back and look about Orbital technology and how long it had been. But yeah, we'll know exactly what part of the timeline we're in. Because of that, I like that little tidbit. The fact that they put that in there, and it's a way to figure out, what year, what timeline we're in. Where in relation to the Trails of Cold Steel game are we in the timeline? We know we're in Liberal, right? Liberal. Is it liberal? No, it's liberal, right? Liberal. So hard to say those words like that, but that's just me. I'm sure other people don't find it hard. So now we can learn more about bracers or the Liberal Kingdom. So bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid in the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracers Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. Let's talk about the Liberal Kingdom. The Kingdom of Liberal, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemarian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberal is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent and known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberal in protecting its independence as it is contended with its neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberal was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberal enjoys peace. Well, that's cool to know. That's all. Let's see, since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? How's today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything, as if it were a real bracer job. So, what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time, you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at the desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of the day's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have it! Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something that we need to give the both of you. Anna, are they ready? Yes, they are. All right, you two, get one for each of yourselves. Very cool. Well, I'm enjoying the flow of this game so far and very much enjoying the characters and the world building that we've been doing so far. And I'm assuming that this game is going to have lots of dialogue and things like that to come. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk to Aina, I guess, and get us our first bracer job, even though it's just a test. These are very important, so make sure you do not lose them. Got a bracer notebook. Bracer's notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything you may find and where. These kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's going to be a pain. Oh, please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure, there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty of all bracers. So, get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job's description posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, a exclamation mark will appear. Press the OK button will display the jobs list. By pressing the jobs named on the list, you can view their details. Very cool. Okay, so this is very cool so far. I didn't mean to try to go out the door, I'm sorry. And just where do you think you're going? We aren't finished with training. And so I guess I gotta go over the board. We got our training job, so this is cool. I like systems like this in JRPGs where you have like a bulletin board. It kind of reminds me of like Final Fantasy 12 where you had the hunts posted on the board. It was really cool. I love that system about 12, so this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, back to the Trails of Cold Steel games. Remember we would receive jobs, right, as pieces of paper. We go through and read what they were about. This is pretty similar to that. So they've kept that throughout the series. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, so Shazard is the client, pays 500 Mira, direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland, and bringing back the contents of a chest. She Schwarzard the details. So the details of the job, confirmed on the bulletin board, and other important events will be automatically recorded in the Bracer Notebook. The Bracer Notebook can easily be found by clicking on the Books tab of the Items menu, and it can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer Books shortcut button on the Configuration menu. Okay, interesting. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. I think that's supposed to be is, but there's an 8. Is this a typo? It's a typo. I think she's just saying, is that so, but it looks like, is that so? Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Medler's Orbital Factory and learning how to use its services. He is graciously taking the time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. So we're at the Orbital Factory. Cool. Here as well, you will learn how to use Orbital Factory services. In Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbments and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbital Arts. Arts are a wide range of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. Embracer's business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these Orbital Factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here. No problem. Leave everything to me. So, what is it that you would like to know about? Orbments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbments. However, the one we will be discussing today are battle orbments, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbment is adjusted to match their owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed element slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be open at an Orbital Factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of setup too. Very similar to Trails of Cold Steel. I like the fact that I'm not going into this game completely blind on how things work. Obviously, I'm guessing the battle systems are going to be a bit different than what we're used to, but we'll see. We'll see. AP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increasing according to the number of solvent slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So, what is it that you would like to know about? Simply put, Orbital Arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since Orbital Arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an Orbital Factory. Orbments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can also change. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the element value and the combination installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install a quartz with a water element value. In reality, orbments are much more complex than what I have described, but I think this information should suffice for now. Quartz are circuits made from seventh. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities, while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, if you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of element quartz can be installed. This is very similar to Trails of Cold Steel. A lot more similar than I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be a completely different system, but very, very similar. I love it, love it, love it. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbment and decide where you will be installing it ahead of time. So, what is it that you would like to know about? Well, might as well go through all the options, right? Sepith are fragments of septium, which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, which is brown, water is blue, fire, red, wind, green, time, black, space, gold, and mirage, silver. Exactly the same that we're used to. Very nice. Sepith can be exchanged from here almost anywhere, but at the Orbital Factory, it can also be used to synthesize quartz and to open up orbment slots in which to install your synthesized quartz. So, what is it that you would like to know about? We're good. It looks like Mr. Meadows has answered all of your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need to use some Sepith. So she gave us some Sepith. Nice. Nice! With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to begin by first making an element quartz that will work with each of your particular ornaments. In your case, Estelle, any element quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally, at a shop, you would be able to exchange Sepith for mirror, but for this trading, you will not be able to use this service. Upon approaching the counter, a talk marker will appear. Press the OK button to display a list of options. Select Modify or Trade to use the Orbital Factory services. If you need to use the Orbital Factory, give Freddy a holler over there. Oh, we have to talk to Freddy, huh? So Modify Trade. We only have 20 of each, but... So I can synthesize, it said one of anything for Estelle. Then I need a time, which is action. This one is the only time one I see for Joshua. So let's go ahead and get this one for Joshua because we know we have to use a time one. And then for Estelle, what should we use? HP, attack, evade, defense. Let's go with evade, just because. All right, now what do we do? I guess we just open up the menu and do it. Hey, there we go. So the rest of the slots are sealed, but... Okay, by putting evade in here too, it looks like we got access to airstrike. Interesting. So a little different than what I'm used to. Not only do we get an evade boost, agility +1, but we also get airstrike. Okay, that's cool. And we'll give you the action like we planned on. And that gives him Soul Blur and Clock Up. Clock Up speeds up the flow time. Okay, speed +25%. Nice. So we got some spells as well as action. Or, well as stat increases. Speed +10%. Agility +1. Very nice. Go ahead and save while we're here. Saving is so quick. Okay, we're good. I guess we talk to Scheherazade. Schwarzer. Not Reen. She's not Reen. She's Scheherazade. All right, it looks like you were able to synthesize one. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now, install the quartz into your ornament so that you can use both recovery and attack arts. Quartz can be installed in the ornament. Isn't that what I just said? Quartz can be installed in the ornament screen. The ornament screen can be utilized. Yeah, I just did that. Okay, you can figure out these if you're lucky. I thought I just did that. Actually, while we're in this item screen, I want to see where the break. You can just look at the. Okay, we can also do. Okay, so if you can go into the item screen to access it. We can also access the Bracer Notebook by just hitting triangle. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. The menus look remarkably similar to the Trails of Cold Steel too. That's awesome. Look at your ornaments and make sure that recovery and attack. What? I thought I literally just did that. She's saying recovery though. Maybe that's the key, as I don't have any recovery. Water element value 1. Let's go ahead and synthesize this one and see if it has recovery. I can't really. The problem is I only equip one at a time. There. Now she has tear. Okay. Oh yeah, that's all it wanted me to do was get a recovery spell. Makes sense though. Recovery spells are very nice. I can't give her that other one if I open up another slot. I don't know how much that's going to cost. Probably don't have enough Sepith for that, but we can go do a few battles and come back and open up some more slots. Whenever we get to the part, there hasn't even been a battle yet, and we're, what, almost an hour into the game? I like it, though. The Trails of Cold Steel games were slow burns, and this one seems like it's also going to be that way. And it's very cool, because I like the way they can take time to develop characters and story and world building, just like the Trails of Cold Steel games did so excellently well. Some of the best written and deep world building I've ever seen in a video game. So good. Which is why I love those games so much, and I already am falling in love with this one as well. Alright, it looks like you've both got recovery and attack art set up. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your Bracer's notebooks contain information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your Bracer's notebook and find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. First of all, I'm going to have one of you open up a new slot in your orbits. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. Well yeah, as many as we can, definitely. Now, I want you to use this Sepith and open a slot on each of your orbits. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open. Receive several of each type of... I mean, we got even more Sepith. This is a very well done tutorial where it doesn't feel like you're just sitting through a speech, you know what I mean? So yeah, we got enough to... So the top and the bottom one are both openable. Open and then the bowl. Do that. This is what I was planning on doing anyways, so... Works out quite nice. We can go ahead and give her this. I see you've managed to open one of your Orbor slots, Estelle. Since your central slot is not limited to a particular element, you are free to install any type of forge you like. This concludes your training here at the Orbor Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracers Guild and humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for it. How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Nice. Joshua, help me! Mr. Melders. Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it, and good luck with the test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that. You left me high and dry like this, Joshua! All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualifications test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and? I even made you jot down what you read in your Bracer's notebooks, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentions searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief! O divine Adios, I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon such a wonderful gift as sewers. Well, JRPG trope number 1, we're going into the sewers. Every stinking game has a sewer level, right? Not even just JRPGs, that's just like a video game trope in general. Like, why is there always a sewer level in every video game? Hilarious. But I'm glad they put it at the beginning. Let's get this out of the way. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? All right, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try at least look anxious, a little anxious. Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyways, as both of you saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roland sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Alright, some items. Monster guide. Looks like a bestiary. Cool. What's this book for? It's called a monster's guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whether you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note in it here. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That sounded like some Sun Tzu stuff right there, right? The Art of War. That's pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shira. Well, put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped up and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. I like Joshua and Estelle and how they play off of each other and how they really complement each other's personalities very well. So far they've worked together really cool, and I really much enjoy and appreciate the characters in this game so far. Very, very, very likable from right off the get-go. We got some new music too. This is good. Listen to this soundtrack. I'm enjoying it. Well, we've made it to the sewers, and it's our test to become bracers in the guild. But will we pass? Will we fail? How hard will hard mode be? Find out in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you then. Adios, amigos.